Well, let's get some more on that arrest. And Ammar Kahf is the Executive Director of the Omran Centre for Strategic Studies and joins us now live. Ammar Kahf, always good to speak to you. So just give us a sense of how significant the arrest of Salah Muslim is.
I think the events that are going on, especially after the UN Security Council resolution yesterday and the advances of the Turkish military in Afrin, perhaps represent this opportunity, although I'm skeptical a little bit on whether the Czech Republic will be cooperative or not, but that's yet to be seen in the coming few days.
I mean, the extradition has been requested. Do you not think that he'll be sent? They have arrested him, of course.
Well, the Czech Republic is known to be a very close ally of the Assad regime, and Salah Muslim is known to have an official Syrian passport, and he traveled from Damascus to the Czech Republic. And so, in my assessment, it'll be a difficult battle, but hopefully it'll turn out to the best of Turkey's request.
Okay, Ammar, just moving on then to what's happening on the ground in Syria. What do you make of the advances that are coming forth from the Turkish military? There is talk of soon Afrin city being surrounded. Where does this fight go next?
Well, the Turkish objective has been to neutralize this area from all the extremist elements and create a buffer zone, and also for the Syrian side to allow Syrians to govern their own areas without interference from non-state, cross-state actors such as the PYD that is controlled by outside forces other than Syrians for the most part. The Syrians in Afrin, mostly Kurds, have been oppressed by both the Assad regime and the PYD and deserve a better life and a better opportunity to govern their affairs.
And you mentioned it in your first answer, Ammar, the ceasefire that's come into play. How is that going to affect what's happening in Afrin?
Well, I'm not sure it will directly affect the ceasefire, although the text says all of Syria, but has been specifically focusing on the areas in Ghouta and the recent events in Ghouta. And also mentions the issue of fighting extremist and terrorist groups. And so that has been the objective that Turkey has been using that part of the text to legitimate its offensive against the terrorist groups.
And the actors in the region, Russia, Turkey, Iran, are meant in the text from the United Nations to uphold this ceasefire. We've already seen it being broken in eastern Ghouta, seemingly a ground offensive being launched. How much faith do you put in the ceasefire being able to maintain for anything longer than a couple of days?
Well, I think the Assad regime has already broken the world record of breaking UN Security Council resolutions, of global requests and demands for it to stop and halt its attack against civilians. The attack on Ghouta has specifically targeted hospitals in the #1 attacks target list. The second has been the bakeries, and the third has been local councils. I mean, Jabhat al-Nusra or the al-Nusra group has not been targeted enough. From the at least 100 missiles targeted at the city every single day since February 18th, close to the area is about 97 square kilometers, and almost every 0.8 is getting square kilometers is being targeted by a missile on a daily basis. And so you can imagine the casualties have been huge, and especially among the civilians. Mostly, in fact, all of them have been civilian casualties in the hospitals, in the bakeries, in the markets, and in the schools and local councils.
Okay. Ammar Kahf from the Omran Centre for Strategic Studies, thank you very much for joining us.